Freedom Global News.
President Muhammadu Buhari inaugurates National Population Commission and ICPC commissioners. Inspector General of Police orders mass promotion of all rank-and-file policemen hanging the same rank since 2017. Bill to establish Federal Medical Center in Kano. And on the foreign scene, Finland and Sweden veer closer to NATO. Good evening, you're listening to Freedom Global News on 99.5 FM. I am Zahra Zannah. Today is the 13th of April, 2022. And now the news in full. President Muhammadu Buhari today in Abuja administered the oath of office to new commissioners of the Independent and the National Population Commission. Buhari sworn in the 10 commissioners who were confirmed by the Senate in March, shortly before the weekly virtual Federal Executive Council meeting held at the council chambers of the Presidential Villa, Abuja. The commissioners of the ICPC include Assistant Inspector General of Police Olubenga Adeyanju, Anthony Agbo, Anne Ode, Goni Gujba, and Dr. Louis Mandama. The commissioners of the NPC include Benedict F. Young, Mrs. Gloria Izomfo, Kupchi Iyanya, Dr. Hali Rubala, and Dr. Eyitayo Oyetunji. Shortly after, the president proceeded into the agenda of the weekly FEC meeting. Meanwhile, a federal lawmaker, Senator George Sekibo, has expressed frustration and dismay at the unbated killings of Nigerians. Speaking during today's plenary session, Senator Sekibo said it is appalling that over 170 people were killed in less than 2 days. He warned that it is either the Senate finds a solution to the mayhem or stop discussing insecurity altogether, as it is embarrassing. Pointing out that the National Assembly must never get tired of talking about insecurity in the country. According to him, the role of the legislature is clearly defined and the parliament has provided more funds for security agencies to fight insecurity. The Senate president said that more than any other assembly, the present set of lawmakers has also passed more resolutions about insecurity than any other. But he admitted that the lives of Nigerians are under constant threat. Inspector General of Police Usman Alkali Baba today disclosed that all rank-and-file policemen across the country who have remained in the same rank since 2017 will be promoted in the next 24 hours, which is Thursday, 14th of April, 2022. This is just as the inspector warned that police affairs and other security agencies, including the military for now, have become an endangered species, hence security operatives should be mindful of who they associate with and where they go. Addressing officers and policemen of Zone 7 headquarters during his familiarization visit and commissioning of projects, Al-Ghali said issues of welfare of police personnel is paramount to him. Disclosing that the nation was approaching an election year, he told the personnel, "We will soon embark training and retraining on how to conduct ourselves on security duties in line with the Electoral Act. We must re-educate ourselves to the peace and stability of our country." The Independent National Electoral Commission, INEC, has said 44.6% of voters who have registered since 2021 are invalid and that only 1,390,590 Nigerians are eligible to vote in the 2023 general elections. The INEC chairman, Professor Mahmoud Yakubu, said this today in Abuja at a media conference. According to him, 45% of total registered voters in the country are invalid. He said only 1,390,519 Nigerians have valid permanent voters card across the country, which is a challenging development. He also said that only 10 of the 18 registered political parties have notified the commission of their primaries. He urged the remaining parties to do the needful and for all the parties to strictly follow the electoral guide, laws and other guidelines. The president of the Nigerian Football Federation and member of the FIFA Council, Amaju Melvick Pinnick, has been appointed into a new role within the World Football Governing Body's working group. Correspondent Hawa Adamukiawa has details of this and other sports updates.
In a letter dated April 11th and signed by Veron Mustengo Omba, the General Secretary of the Confederation of African Football, the NFF boss Amaju Melvin Pinnick was informed that he has been nominated by the president of CAF, Dr. Joseph Mustapha, to be part of the newly established working group on normalization committees. The CAF General Secretary said the joint working group, to be led by FIFA, will analyze the applicable legal framework and the governance structure, mandate and mission of the normalization committees and make suggestions to the FIFA Council accordingly. Meanwhile, the NFF boss Amaju Melvin Pinnick insists he won't resign from his position as head of the country's FA, despite calls for him to quit following the Super Eagles' failure to qualify for the 2022 World Cup in Qatar. Pinnick took responsibility for the Eagles' inability to qualify for their fourth consecutive appearance on the Mundial after losing out in the final playoff to perennial rivals Ghana last month, but insisted he won't back down. In another update, Super Falcons coach Randy Waldrum says the 2-2 draw against Olympic champions Canada is a big boost for the confidence of his players as they head into the Women's Africa Cup of Nations billed for Morocco from July 2nd to 23rd. After losing 2-0 to the first leg of their friendly on Sunday in Vancouver, the Falcons bounced back with an improved performance to hold their hosts to a 2-2 draw yesterday. In another development, former president of the Federation of International Football Association FIFA, Sepp Blatter, and ex-UEFA President Michel Platini will face Swiss corruption charges in June over a $2 million payment made to the latter by the world governing body of football. Blatter and Platini have repeatedly denied involvement in the incident, for which the Swiss prosecutors charged them. Similarly, Thomas Tuchel has criticized the referee for smiling and laughing with Real Madrid manager Carlo Ancelotti after Chelsea's Champions League exit. Tuchel said he was disappointed Simon Martignac appeared to be having a good time with Ancelotti at the final whistle. And on tennis, Kim Clijsters has announced her retirement from tennis for the third time. The Belgian, aged 39, who first retired in 2007 to start a family, returned in 2009 and won 3 more Grand Slams before her second retirement in 2012. She returned to tennis in 2019 but only played 5 matches as her return coincided with the COVID-19 pandemic. Hawa Adam Kiawa, Freedom Radio.
The Global News is coming to you from Freedom Radio 99.5 FM. You can send your comments, opinions, and watch us live on Freedom Radio Nigeria on Facebook.com. You can get the link to the page on our website, freedomradionig.com.
Freedom, 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 freedom.
Global News and 99.5 FM. A bill for an act to establish Federal Medical Center, FMC Gwarzo, Kano State, for medical administration and for other related matters has passed second reading in the House of Representatives. The bill, introduced by Representative Musa Garo, today has passed first reading in the plenary on March 24th. Leading the debate, Garo said the bill sought to provide a legal framework for the establishment of the center to develop and offer health services for the needs of the members of his constituency and the state at large. According to him, Gwarzo local government area in Kano State is in dire need of this proposed medical facility, saying that residents currently witness shortfall in their medical needs. Garo said if established, it will not only bridge the gap in the non-existence of health institutions in Gwarzo, but would also provide neighboring states with health security. For tomorrow's weather forecast in some cities in Nigeria and parts of Niger Republic.
Ghana tomorrow morning is expected to have partly cloudy sky at an average temperature of 27 degrees Celsius and later change to 35 degrees Celsius with sunny skies. Jigawa will have the same weather condition at an average temperature of 27 degrees Celsius and later increase to 34 degrees Celsius with sunny sky. Kaduna will experience partly cloudy sky at an average temperature of 24 degrees Celsius and later change to 31 degrees Celsius with sunny sky. Abuja will be partly cloudy sky at an average temperature of 25 degrees Celsius and later increase to 30 degrees Celsius with sunny intervals. Lagos is expected to have partly cloudy skies at an average temperature of 26 degrees Celsius and later increase to 30 at noon. Moving to Niger Republic, Maradi will experience clear sky at an average temperature of 29 degrees Celsius and later change 39 degrees Celsius with sunny sky, while Zindar will have the same weather condition at an average temperature of 28 degrees Celsius and later increase 39 degrees Celsius with sunny sky. Khadija Baba Yunus, Freedom Radio.
And in business, Zahra Zannah has updates.
The Minister of State for Petroleum Resources, Temi Silva, says the April 2023 completion data for the rehabilitation of Port Harcourt refinery was feasible and that the plan will refine 60,000 barrels of crude by early next year. Silva disclosed this, the newsman, after a tour of the Port Harcourt refinery company yesterday in Rivers State. He said that it's to deliver 60,000 barrels per day from the refinery by first quarter of the next year. The minister also vowed that the federal government will put an end to all forms of illegal oil bunking going on in the Niger Delta, saying such criminal activities must not be legalized. Meanwhile, the House of Representatives have approved the sum of 369.14 billion naira as the 2022 budget for the Nigerian Customs Service. This was disclosed in a report represented by the Chairman, House Committee on Custom and Excise, Like Abejide, at the plenary yesterday. According to the approved 108.85 billion naira is for personal costs, while 45.9 billion naira is for overhead and 214.3 billion naira is for capital project. Abejide said the passage of the bill is a step in the right direction, especially in view of the fact that the bill is the first major reform in the Nigerian Customs Services legal framework in 63 years. Zahra Zannah, Freedom Radio.
And on the foreign scene, Finland will make a decision about whether to apply to join the 13-member NATO alliance in the next few weeks. Prime Minister Sanna Marin told reporters in a joint news conference with her Swedish counterpart. Marin told reporters in the Swedish capital Stockholm today that there are different perspectives to apply for NATO membership or not to apply, and they have to analyze each one very carefully. But she thinks the process will be quite fast. It will happen in weeks. Marin said Parliament will debate an official assessment of how Russia's invasion of Ukraine led to a change of security environment and evaluate making a historic shift in Finland's defense posture. However, she anticipated there was no other way to have security guarantees that under NATO's deterrence and common defense, and a decision would come by late June. Finland and Sweden, which share a border and a similar security environment, have deepened collaboration both among themselves and with NATO since Russia invaded Crimea in 2014. We've come to the end of today's Global News. On behalf of the entire production team and I, Zahra Zannah, have a blissful iftar. But do also stay tuned for the Hausa version of the bulletin with Abdul Qadir Yusuf Gorzo.